الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن استنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين. اللهم اجعلنا منهم ومن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. آمين يا رب العالمين. That the religion of Islam tells you in the Fatiha itself, you have to make a choice. Nobody can make you be Muslim. You have to come to Allah yourself. And why should you come to Allah? You should come to Allah because of the first 3 ayat of the Fatiha. That's enough for you. If you really knew what Alhamdulillah meant, if you really knew what Rabbil Alameen meant, if you really knew what Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim meant, and if you really knew what Maliki Yawmiddin meant, each of those are plenty of reasons by themselves, but altogether more than enough to say, Ya Allah, I'm your slave. I don't want to do what I want to do anymore. I want to do what you want me to do. Because what you want me to do is better for me than what I want to do for myself. Because you are my caretaker, you love me more than I can imagine. And your love is coming all the time. And your love came, Allah mentioned His love even before He mentioned slavery, didn't He? So He gives His love even to those who don't become His slaves. Even those who say bad things about Him. Even those who disobey Him. Ya Allah, you've been so good to me, I am ready. Just take me. I'm ready, I sign up. Iyaka na'budu. This is what you and I say when we stand like this. Allahu Akbar. Some of you are watching a movie, pretty bad one too. And then you pause, then you make salat. Ya Allah, I'm only your slave. I never disobey you. I came to this conclusion myself. Please guide me. Then you say salam and hit play again. Does that make sense? You know? Some of you come for Jumu'ah. And thousands of you saying to Allah, Ya Allah, I'm your slave. I came to that conclusion myself. I realize I don't want to, when I do what I want to do for myself, I hurt myself. I want you to guide me. And then right after Jumu'ah, you do some pretty messed up things. You know? What is that? That means we're saying something with our tongues, but it hasn't reached here. And we haven't actually thought about it. We haven't actually become conscious of what we are saying whenever we say, Iyaka na'budu. We are making an agreement with Allah. We're telling Allah something about ourselves. We're making a claim to Allah. How do you tell your mother that you love her? You come to her house. She tells you take your shoes off, you don't take them off. She tells you eat on the dinner table, you eat in the couch. She says, don't bring your friends over, you bring your friends over. She says, don't make loud noise, you turn the volume up. And then you tell her, I love you, Mom. Is that a joke? Is she hurt when you say I love you? Is that actually offensive to your mother? Are we being offensive to Allah? We do everything He tells us not to do, we do. And then we say, Ya Allah, I'm your slave, totally your slave, absolutely, Iyaka na'budu. I'm your slave. Subhanallah. Wa Iyaka nasta'een. And it's only your help that we seek. One of the most beautiful ayat in the Quran, Iyaka nasta'een. Easy translation, it is only and only your help that we are looking for. It's only and only your help that we're seeking. But what in the world does that mean? My goodness. When we decide that we are going to be Allah's slaves, we have to realize that's not an easy thing. That's a pretty big commitment made to Allah. It's not a small thing. And when you make a big commitment, you need help. So we say to Allah, Ya Allah, I just made a pretty big commitment. I don't think I can do it on my own. Can you help me with that? Iyaka nasta'een. Please help. I can't do it on my own. That's the first meaning of Iyaka nasta'een. But one of the most beautiful lessons in Iyaka nasta'een, in the Arabic language, there are like a dozen words for help. Nasr and musa'ada and madad and aun, and there are tons of them. Allah used aun. Nasta'een comes from the Arabic word aun. It's a very specific kind of help. I want you to understand this help because it will open doors of understanding in your life. It really will. When you say Iyaka nasta'een, what are you actually saying? You're driving on the road and you have a flat tire. You pull over to the side. Now, what do? You get out of the car and you look for a spare tire in the back. You take it out and you're jacking up the car and you're trying to lift the car so you can put the spare tire on. But you are not strong enough to lift the car the whole way. So when somebody is passing by, you say, hey, can you help me? And they help you. That is called isti'ana. In other words, isti'ana is when you are already trying, you could not finish, then you ask for somebody's help. That's called isti'ana. Isti'ana is not that when you had a flat tire, you sat in the car and somebody passed by and said, hey, I have a flat tire, can you help me? He says, yeah, okay, well, here's the button to pop the trunk. Can you press that for me? And then take it out. I'm gonna sit here, I'm listening to the news right now. That's not nasta'een. That's not isti'ana. Why not? Because isti'ana requires that you are doing work first, yourself. And then you couldn't finish and you need somebody else's help. You got that? So lazy people cannot ask for isti'ana. Lazy people who don't do any work, you can't ask for that kind of help. By saying nasta'een, we are actually telling Allah, Ya Allah, I am trying. I am telling you I am trying. I am putting in the effort. You can see it. And now I need your help. So anybody in the world who turns to Allah and says, how come you don't help me? And people do that. People ask Allah, how come Allah doesn't help me? And they don't even try themselves. They make no effort themselves, but they blame Allah for Him not helping. They have only themselves to blame. This is a principle of Allah. He will help you when you start making the effort yourself. If you never make the effort yourself, and He will not help you. There are two things you have to understand here. I'll go through both of them. There are people in the world who don't do any effort and then expect Allah to help them. It will never come. The Sahaba were helped by angels in the battle of Badr. You know about that? The companions were helped by angels in the battle of Badr. But the Sahaba had to go into battle, meet the enemy, and then the angels came. The angels were not there waiting ahead of time. We've been here since 3 o'clock. Where were you? It doesn't work that way. Ibrahim alayhi salam has to be thrown into a fire, then it turns cool. You understand? Help, you have to do your part first. Everything you can, and then Allah's help will come. It doesn't come on its own. Then the other side of that is there are some people who think they can do everything themselves. They don't need to ask Allah for help. I got my job because I'm very intelligent. I have a successful business because I made some very good decisions. I have a good degree because I'm very smart. And we start thinking we get this because we deserve it, or that we earned it ourselves. The Fatiha is teaching us success even in this life comes from two things. You put the effort yourself and then you ask Allah for help. Here's the final thing about nasta'een. When you ask someone for help, it's always specific. It's always specific. If I'm hanging off a cliff, help, and somebody walks by and hands me a water bottle, the help I was asking for was pick me up. It's specific. I'm not just asking for any kind of help. I need this kind of help. You understand? When your pen runs out of ink and you say, excuse me, could you help me here? And you're asking for their pen. So if they hand you a cookie, that's not the help you were looking for. Help is always specific. Is that clear to you? Because it's always specific, you're supposed to say what you need help in. But in the ayah we say, إِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ. Fima. In what? We need your help, we say. We tell Allah, Ya Allah, we're asking for your help. But you're asking for my help in what? Are you asking for my help in your health? In your family life? Are you asking for my help in your studies? Are you asking for my help in your religion? What are you asking for? When someone is so desperate that they are at a loss of words, that they can't even explain what they need help in, then they just say, help. That's what we say in the Fatiha. Ya Allah, help. Because the things we need help in are so many, we can't even list them. So we just say, إِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ. Subhanallah. One of the most beautiful insights by Shaykh al-Sha'rawi rahimahullah on إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ. One of my favorite insights. He said, subhanAllah, he said, why did Allah say Iyaka na'budu first? And why did he say Iyaka nasta'in second? What happens if you reverse them? Why can't you reverse them? Iyaka nasta'inu wa iyaka na'budu. Why not? He says there are two reasons. Why were we put on this earth? To ask for help or to do worship and slavery to Allah? So our purpose is mentioned first. And what we need to accomplish that purpose is mentioned second. But there's another even more beautiful thing. When we enslave ourselves to Allah, when we worship Allah, it is for Allah. When we ask for help, it is for who? Ourselves. Iyaka na'budu is for Allah, and Iyaka nasta'in is for ourselves. What you want for Allah should be mentioned first. What you want for yourself should be mentioned second. It's good manners. It's good manners. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Subhanallah. You guys doing okay? 10 more minutes before the next break? You'll survive? Yeah, I'll give you another 2 minutes. It's okay. I want you to keep paying attention. Short attention span, you know? Ihdina. Guide us. This is beautiful. Beautiful language. The word hidayah in Arabic. Why did we say guide? Because Allah is the master. And you cannot have a master until He gives instructions. And how does that relationship begin? With guidance. And then, since you just said, I am your slave, I need your help. The first kind of help you and I need is, Ya Allah, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Now, if you are asking Allah to tell you what to do, that means you are ready to do it. Yes? So when we say Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, we are actually telling Allah, Ya Allah, I am ready to obey you. Just tell me, I'll do it. I need your advice, and when you give me advice, I'll take it. I have friends who ask me for advice all the time, but they never follow it. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? I've been telling you for 4 years what you should do. You don't do it. I don't want to tell you anymore. There's no point. You and I are asking Allah for advice. Don't ask Him for advice and not do it. At least try to do it. That's the first thing. The second thing that's so beautiful about the word guidance, you know, in Arabic you can say ar-rushd also is guidance. Arshidna, guide us. Ihdina is also guide us. What's the difference though? The word huda in Arabic comes from hadiyya. Hadiyya in Arabic is a gift. When the Arab would get lost in the desert, what's the biggest gift you can give him? Guidance. Water is not good enough. Food is not good enough. Because that means he'll stay alive 2 more hours. He'll survive 1 more day. But in the desert, the biggest gift you need is what? Guidance. That's why they associated survival and guidance together. The ultimate gift would be having the right directions, especially in desert life. We are asking Allah for the ultimate gift. Ihdina. Guide us. And we didn't even say guide me. We said guide us. So it's actually, we're switching. We're going from individual to collective. Everything in the beginning was actually individual in some sense. Hamd is individual. Allah is a master of me individually. Allah's mercy comes to me individually. The judgment day is about an individual. Each individual will be judged. But immediately we switch over to Ihdina, because in this life, if you're going to have a healthy relationship with Allah as an individual, you have to come together as a community to ask. You have to be with other people. You need other people for guidance. You can't do it on your own. That's why it's not ihdini, it is ihdina. It has to be ihdina. And it's not even iya nahdi, which actually would have meant guide only us. That would have been bad. Ya Allah, only guide me, everybody else can go to hell. I don't care about that. Okay. But actually guide all of us. We have to talk a little bit about guidance before I give you your break. It's such a beautiful concept in Islam. You know, when you are lost, you need directions, right? And somebody maps it out for you. Go 3 kilometers this way, 2 kilometers. See, I used kilometers. I didn't use miles. I'm proud of myself. But, you know, take a left and take a right and you'll get there. That is information, isn't it? Sometimes guidance is just information. But Allah's guidance is more than information. Your counselor's guidance is information. The traffic officer's guidance is information. The GPS guidance is information. That's all information. But Allah's guidance is more than information. Allah's guidance, it actually has to do with personal choices at every given moment. And we're not just asking for information, we're asking for the strength to make the right decision. Two different things. It's not just information. Sometimes we have all the information, we still make the wrong decision. Because we didn't have the strength, the will, the commitment, the right mindset to make the right decision. Don't people do the wrong thing and you tell them, don't you know that's wrong? Yeah, but I got angry. That's why we ask Allah for guidance. By the way, if it was just information, if guidance was just information, how many times do you need information? One time. If you're given the information, you don't have to ask for it again. How many times do we ask Allah for guidance? Over and over and over and over again, as a standard. You know, I compare guidance to understand asking Allah for guidance. You have to compare it to drinking water. You can't say, I already drank it yesterday, I'm good. It doesn't work. If you want to survive, you have to get it again and again and again. And that is why every few hours, it is as though Allah is telling us, just like your body, every few hours it needs water. Your heart, every few hours it needs what? Guidance. You have to come back to Allah and say, Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim again. Now a few hours your fuel is running low and you have to ask Allah again. If it was just about information, it wouldn't be repeated this way. And we're also learning something else. It is not something you get to keep, just like water in your body. You don't get to keep it. Once you have it, it's not yours. You don't own it. You run out of it. Then you have to go get it again. And then you run out of it again. And you have to get it again. Nobody can say, I have it. I have it already. I don't need any more. You can't do it. That's why I like the comparison of guidance with what? Water. There's a thirst for guidance just like there's a thirst for water. Just like that. Right? So we have to keep asking Allah over and over again. Now, as-sirat al-mustaqim. What does ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim mean? I'll give that to you, inshallah ta'ala, after our short 2-minute break. Because again, I want your attention span to stay fresh. So, stretch at least like, pull your arms up and do whatever it is you do. I'll stick around over here. Bismillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah, thumma amma ba'd. How far did we get? Where are we? Huh? Somebody tell me. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. We talked about ihdina. We didn't talk about as-sirat al-mustaqim. There are lots of language technicalities here. I'm going to skip all of them. And I'm going to give you the bottom line of as-sirat. That's the first part about as-sirat al-mustaqim that you should know and try to remember this lesson as you recite the Fatiha. A minimal translation or a limited translation is guide us to the straight path. That's the one you're familiar with. But actually what the ayah is saying is guide us to the straight path, guide us all the way through to the end of the straight path, like the lam, ihdina lis-sirat al-mustaqim. Guide us to the straight path actually would have been in Arabic, ihdina ila as-sirat al-mustaqim. A different word would have been used. Guide us through the straight path is also part of the meaning. So here's the bottom line. Guide us to, through, and all the way to the end of. All the way to the end of. There are 3 implications. Let's talk about each of those. When you are looking to go somewhere and you ask for directions and somebody says you need to take this highway, get to this highway and you'll get there. You were guided to the highway. And by the way, people usually don't ask for directions to a road, they ask for directions to a destination. Right? So when you ask for directions, typically you don't ask for directions to a path, but rather to a destination. But it's unique that the ayah is telling you and me, or we're asking Allah to ask for directions to not a destination, but to a path. A path. What we're learning here is there's only one way to get to that destination. And once you're on this path, you don't have to be told. It's automatic, you'll get to the destination. You understand? There are some roads, they can take you into 100 places. A road can do that. But this road only takes you to one place. So if you get on this road, it's the same as getting to the destination. That's why you don't have to be told about the destination, you're just told about the road itself. It's beautiful. So the first thing is you are told about how to get there. That's ila, that's how, get to the path. That's one meaning. The second meaning is there are some people who once they get on the road, they say, look, I'm really nervous. Please don't hang up. I know you told me how to get to this road. Can you stay on the phone while I'm on the journey? And don't hang up. Stay with me. Okay, I'll stay with you. Okay, what do you see right now? Oh, I'm passed by some trees. Oh yeah, I know that place. Sure, in Singapore. How do you know? Trees, yeah. That's the one place, yeah. You know. But the idea is what's called in Arabic, ma'iyya. Ya Allah, guide me through this path, stay with me as I am traveling, so I am not a traveler alone. That's actually the interpretation of the hal form of ihdina sirat, the technical side. Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. But then finally, guide me all the way to the end. In other words, it's possible that I was going on the right road, but I ran out of gas. I was going on the right road, but I took an exit. I was going on the right road, but I started hitting it reverse. Ya Allah, make sure that once I'm on this path, number one, you stay with me and help me go through this road, but also get me all the way to the end. When you get to the end, you use in Arabic, you use a lam. That's why we say, Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana li hadha. Alhamdulillah, who guided us all the way to the end of this, meaning to Jannah. وَمَا كُنَّا لِنَهْتَدِيَ لَوْلَا أَنْ هَدَانَ اللَّهِ. Very famous ayah of Quran. We couldn't have guided ourselves had it not been that Allah guided us. You know? So this is the three parts of asking Allah for guidance. It's a path we have to go on. Now let's go back to ila. Guide me to the road. That actually means you are asking Allah for knowledge.